November is right around the corner, and for some that means more than just the release of the PlayStation 3, believe it or not. It's election time, but when more people care about who's the next American Idol than who will represent them in Congress, can your vote really make a difference? I'm Kevin Pereira, and I approve this message and this loop. Joining us via satellite to help us make sense of it all from Los Angeles, Camp Freddy band member and director of the political documentaries The Last Party and The Party's Over, Donovan Leach is here. And from Michigan, Hans Zeiger, columnist and author of Reagan's Children, Taking Back the City on the Hill. Welcome to the T-shirt and blazer club, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad everybody got the memo.
I've got the cars right here.
Well done. Hans is rocking. It looks like an AC/DC thing, but that's what we need to talk about here is the fact that, listen, we're all young guys. I'm a 23-year-old male. I've been asked with raging electric guitar music to rock the vote. P. Diddy's threatened to murder me and my family if I don't get out there and pull the lever. But the campaigns, for some reason, didn't work. Hans, why is that? Why aren't these things working?
The campaigns didn't work because young people look at government, they look at the federal government, which is where P. Diddy and where Christina Aguilera and where Drew Barrymore are telling you to go, and the reason why they want you to go and register to vote. And you look at that and it's corrupt and it's uncivil, and you look at federal government and it's big, and our generation says we can't make a difference in that. We say let's look at the local community, let's look at the relationships we have, our school, our jobs, that's what matters to us. And the federal government is out of touch, it's impersonal, it's big, and we need to, our generation is saying we want nothing to do with that, and for good reason.
Well, I'll tell you, Hans, it can be a little annoying to have Puff Daddy and Drew Barrymore and everyone go out there and tell you to vote. These people are in a place.
Well, they've got an agenda.
Well, no, I don't think they have an agenda.
They've got a big agenda. It's a left-wing agenda.
No, left-wing agenda. What they have is they have passion about, and they have celebrity, and they want to get out there, and they want to help in any way they can. Yeah, maybe they feel a little bit guilty because they have all this money, and they don't know what to do about it. But, you know, look at, I think one of the, Richard Branson is a great example, okay? This is a guy who's pledged billions of dollars to help global warming, and Drew Barrymore's gone out and made movies, and I've gone out and made films. I took Robert Downey in 1992. He didn't know anything about politics. By the end of the film, he was a passionate AIDS activist. I did the same thing with Philip Seymour Hoffman
Donovan,
in 2000.
I think the question remains, you know, these movies and these announcements and these movements, they're raising awareness, which I think is great, but why isn't it translating to poll results? Is it because the youth are just disenfranchised when it comes to federal government, or is there something greater at play here?
Well, I think everyone's, on YouTube, and everyone is kind of in this a very insular world right now because entertainment and pretty much everything is coming at you. And look, I have to say, it is a little bit of a pain when you sign up at moveon.org and you get 15 emails flying at you every day, and it becomes white noise. I understand that. That's a little bit annoying, right. And it's kind of hard.
I don't need my political agenda getting mixed up with my Ergo
we are not supposed
offers.
to be. Donovan,
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Donovan, we are not a pure democracy, and you are doing a private effort, and you mentioned some other people who are doing some private efforts, and that is where real citizenship takes place. Voting is something that takes years. There's a reason why it takes until after you're 18 years old till you vote, because it takes a long time to learn citizenship. And that's why we have in this country the idea that citizenship, that voting is a responsibility.
But Hans, you can vote at the age of 18,
if the first time
they give you permission to vote, what are the issues that would make people care enough to get out there and vote? What are the issues that, you know, these 18 to 32-year-old males should be caring about?
I'll tell you what, people should be caring about their local communities, and young people do care about their local communities. That's why they're volunteering. That's why they're taking on private projects. That's why they're realizing that there are things where they can make a difference, and they're getting involved in that. But politics is big, and it's unwieldy, and it's federal, and we need politics to come back to the local level where it really matters. And that's what the founding fathers of this country had a vision of.
Well,
not that the founding fathers everything to everybody.
Donovan, I'm online a lot, and I'm reading blogs and writing blogs for people that are around my age, and I see people caring about things like DRM, file sharing, online gambling, film and video game censorship, privacy issues, habeas corpus. These are topics that I think are coming up for a younger generation. Why aren't we mobilizing? Is it because we're too busy blogging about it on our own LiveJournal websites?
Well, it's not just a local issue, too. I mean, the way our founding fathers founded the country on local, but also on a national level, and everything sort of connects, you know? I mean, I voted locally a couple of months ago. I went up to where I vote. They stuck an I voted sticker on me. I drove down the street. I got pulled over by a cop. He was about to write me a ticket. He looked at my I voted sticker and he said, "Did you vote today?" I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "Have a nice day, sir," and let me go. So not only did I feel good about voting.
Donovan, now tell me this. Donovan, tell me this. Does the Constitution say anything about health care? Does the Constitution of the United States say anything about health care?
Well, you know, we're an evolving country. You know, there's healthcare might have not have been an issue 200 years
Does the
ago because
Constitution
everyone
say anything
died
about
when we were 30
education?
years old. You know, now people live much longer, and healthcare is an issue because we got.
Okay, how about if people pay for their own healthcare? Donovan, does the Constitution say anything about education?
All right, I understand the Constitution doesn't say anything about education or healthcare or a myriad of other issues that the youth should care about because they will affect them at some point. But right now, what is it going to take, Hans, in your opinion, to get the youth more involved? How do we see a turnout? What can we do?
Okay, to get youth more involved, there are two things. Number one, education. We've got to get civics back into our schools. Number two, you got to get young people involved in the communities. These voter drives that say vote or die and all these things that trying to get people to turn out for federal elections, that's not going to register with young people. You got to get them out for local elections. You got to get them out for their school boards and their city councils, and that's where the local action will take place and where you can get people interested in this stuff.
And let's keep Puff Daddy off the national agenda altogether. I think we're all in favor of that.
Puff, P, Diddy, whatever you want to call him, just keep him off the airwaves. Noted.
Yeah.
Thanks to Donovan and Hans for keeping us in the loop, gentlemen. I really appreciate that one. Now, listen, the younger generations, they often get overlooked because politicians know that we aren't as likely to turn out on Election Day. Instead, we spend our time ranting in a live journal entry or on petitiononline.com, which, by the way, nobody with actual power reads or cares about. So just know that when the government starts taxing your World of Warcraft in-game transactions or busting you for uploading copyrighted material to YouTube, a website, a blog entry, they're not going to save you. And it's not too late, folks. Get out there, register to vote. Please get involved. I implore you.